The waves whispered secrets as the research vessel Echo of the Deep cut through the midnight swells. Beneath its hull, the ocean stretched black and infinite, a liquid abyss that had swallowed civilizations, ships, and sins beyond counting. The crew knew the legends of these waters. Ghost lights flickering beneath the surface, the distant cries of drowned sailors carried on the wind, the way compasses spun wildly for no reason. But Dr. Alina Voss had come for proof. The descent. Her submersible Marianas Ghost plunged into the dark. The beams of its exterior lights revealed nothing but swirling sediment and the occasional darting shadow of deep-sea creatures. Then the first anomaly. A shipwreck, but not one from any known era. Its hull was carved with symbols that made Alina's eyes ache, its wood preserved unnaturally, as if time had refused to touch it. As Marianas Ghost drifted closer, the water grew thick, not with silt with hair, long, floating strands of it, drifting like seaweed, brushing against the submersible's viewport. Alina's breath hitched. Human hair didn't survive centuries underwater, and yet here it was. The awakening. The wreck's portholes flickered, not with light, with movement. Pale faces pressed against the glass from inside, their mouths open in silent screams, their fingers clawing at the iron seams. Alina recoiled as something heavy thudded against the submersible's hull, then again, and again. The corpses weren't trapped in the ship. They were trying to get out. The offering. The submersible systems failed one by one. The temperature dropped sharply, frost spiderwebbing across the interior glass. Alina's hands trembled as she reached for the emergency ascent lever, only for the water outside to turn crimson blood, an entire ocean's worth of it gushing from the wreck's ruptured belly. Shapes moved in the murk, not fish, not anything natural. Limbs too many and too long, twitching in the current. A face, bloated and grinning, pressed against the viewport. Its lips moved. No sound came, but Alina heard it anyway. Join us? The embrace. The last thing the surface crew heard was Alina's scream. The last thing they saw on the monitors before the feed cut out was the submersible being dragged downward, its metal hull crumpling like paper in a fist, and the last thing Alina saw, as the pressure crushed her bones and the blood-filled dark swallowed her whole, was the wreck's doors swinging open, inviting her in. The surface horror. Above, the echo of the deep reeled from the loss of contact. Captain Reyes ordered immediate retrieval operations, but the winch cables snapped like thread when they tried to haul up the submersible's emergency buoy. The ocean refused to give back what it had taken. Then the knocking started. At first, it was subtle, a faint tap-tap against the hull that the crew dismissed as debris. But by midnight, the vibrations had grown into thunderous impacts that shook the entire ship. The cook was the first to see it, a pale handprint forming in condensation on a porthole, fingers dragging downward as if testing the glass. The haunting deepens. Chief Engineer Cho ventured into the lower decks to investigate a flooding alarm. The corridors were dry, but the scent of salt and rotting meat grew stronger with each step. When he reached the bilge pumps, he found them clogged, not with seaweed or trash, but with masses of wet hair tangled around human teeth. The ship's doctor examined a water sample, under the microscope. Instead of plankton, the lens revealed tiny, screaming faces in every drop. When she looked up, the porthole behind her reflected not the ocean, but a grinning Alina, her eyes black voids, her mouth moving in unison with the doctor's own scream. The final transmission. Captain Reyes made the call to abandon ship at 3:17 a.m. The lifeboats never launched. The last radio transmission captured by a passing freighter consisted of 3 words, spoken in Alina's voice, though the submersible's black box showed she had died hours earlier. "We're coming home." The echo of the deep was found adrift 3 days later, emptied, no signs of struggle, no lifeboats missing, just a single blood-streaked note left on the navigation console. The ocean remembers every soul it's taken, and it's always hungry for more. Now, when storms roll in, fishermen swear they see a lone submersible light flickering in the depths, and if they listen closely, they can hear the screams, not from below, from inside their own ships. The spread. Coastal towns report nightmares, first entire villages waking at the same hour, screaming about drowning in their beds. Then come the disappearances. Fishermen vanish from locked boats. Children sleepwalk into the surf, their footprints ending abruptly at the waterline as if plucked beneath. The worst is what washes ashore, bodies so perfectly preserved they look alive, save for their eyes replaced by black orbs that reflect not light, but the faces of those who dare to look. Their mouths are full of salt water and hair that still grows, twitching in the moonlight as if searching for something or someone. The scientists say it's a mass hallucination. The priests say it's judgment. The ocean says nothing at all, simply waits and watches and hungers